One of our main problems with technology was probably definitely the sound, wasn't it?
Sound. Sound.
The amount of times that we misused the boom pole or didn't actually use it cost us quite a lot of time in the end.
Yeah, a lot of the problem with it goes down to the boom pole, because we do not know how to use a boom pole at the start, did we?
We got it at the end.
We got it at the end.
But I guess that was an advantage, wasn't it? Because sort of we learned to actually be able to use it in the end, and we used it to its full effect. For instance, the start of the clip, where the rustling. That's the sort of idea we got.
We never would have been able to do the rustling at the beginning. Before now.
It wouldn't have any good.
It wouldn't have worked. We wouldn't have been able to pull it off.
Also, another problem was the transition shots, like when we had to take a shot and then cut it, and then I was in slightly different place.
The preliminary task.
Oh.
The preliminary task is the ugliest thing we've made.
Yeah.
But we also learned how important depth of field was. Making it look professional and making it look
using the blur.
Yeah, depth of field is important to making it look professional, because otherwise everything's in sharp focus.
Just make sure
it just doesn't look as professional, does it, when it's not got that kind of...
And, well, the preliminary task has a disappearing hat.
Loads of faults.
We kind of change rooms.
So in this one we decided to be very careful in what we did, and to make sure that we tried to run as smooth as possible.
In a way.
We just used one set.
Yeah, we used one set, and it's basically all around a certain area. But in a way, the fades to white help, because it makes any transitions you make much smoother.
Yeah.
Like to the flashbacks. If we'd have just gone straight to the flashbacks, it would have looked horrible.
Oh yeah, it wouldn't have just run
But
smooth.
it dissolves to white, and then the flashbacks kick in. And then you clearly know that you're not in the same scene. You're in a different scene.
Yeah.
At a different time.
In fact, the flashbacks sort of helped us a lot, because it sort of pieced the puzzle together easier than it actually flowed in consecutive order.
When we were editing it, we learned a lot about editing it.
Oh yeah.
Because now, for the bit where he's talking over the actions of him running away, we wouldn't have been able to do that at the beginning either, would we? No. But through editing it, we edited it all together, and it didn't feel right, did it?
Nah.
It was too fast. It felt a bit too. It didn't feel like normal speed.
Adding in the flashbacks with the help of Premiere has made it a lot better. So technology in the end helped.
Oh yeah. And experience as well, isn't it? After the faults, they sort of made us stronger and made.
We learned from our mistakes.
Once we'd filmed our first main task, which didn't turn out to be our main task,
which will never be mentioned again.
Yes, it was terrible.
Well, I think we learned so much from.
We learned so much from making the first one. Never use outside help that you can't trust.
And in fact, we've kind of learnt that if it's not great recording, there's no point trying to work on it. You might as well just record another one. Brilliant.
If the shoot's bad,
don't try again.
Waste your time.
Yeah.
Just do it. The preliminary task a little bit at the beginning, but
kind of
we'll cut this.
Well, anyway, we sort of.
No, you can't start talking when I'm putting it back.
I'm sorry, KG.
CC actually.
Yeah, I'm not KG.
CH actually.
Yeah.
Continue.
Go. So, from our preliminary task had positives and negatives. Positive being the depth of field was good. We figured out right away that depth of field is good for making it look professional. Lighting, we never really had much of a problem with either, did we?
No.
We did a couple of experiments with lighting before we did the preliminary task, and then we did it, and it looked fine. The preliminary task kind of falls down in continuity and sound. Definitely in continuity, and in sound, at the beginning it's fine, and then halfway through the sound goes terrible. Which is why sound has become one of the things that we had problems with, that we've learned to deal with. So, the continuity in the preliminary task, there's a lot of people changing the way they're sitting down, there's a disappearing hat, there's a room change.
A disappearing hat, really?
The disappearing hat. The disappearing hat is probably one of the worst things we've ever filmed.
But I guess that's the point of the preliminary task.
Yeah, we learn from all our mistakes in the preliminary task.
To make as many mistakes as possible and then learning the solutions.
Not purposely make mistakes.
Oh no, but to try, if you do make mistakes, it's a good thing because you're learning from them. You're learning how to make it smoother.
Our continuity in the task, in our main task now, our continuity in our main task now is we really were focusing on continuity, weren't we?
Definitely.
We actually started going back and doing it again if it didn't work.
Yeah. In the end, all that matters is you get the shot right and you actually get the audio as clean as possible, basically, and get the shot to what you want, and then work on it to make it even better than what it already is.
Do it multiple times if need be.
Don't be lazy. You got to really. It does take a lot of work to come out with.
You've got to do it multiple times, and you've got to make sure. Say in the main task we have Dan lying down. We made sure that Dan's. Sorry for that, but we made sure that Dan stayed on the floor.
Yeah.
We told him he had to stay there.
Oh yeah, we learned that from our
continuity.
Yeah, we learned that from our preliminary so we told Dan that he had to stay on the floor for the whole of the time, so that just so that he didn't move and he'd always be in the same position.
And so you got like smooth editing out of the actual final product, which really did help improve the flow of the movie.
In the main task though, basically what you're seeing on camera is basically where you two were standing the whole time we were doing that. Because Paul would be standing by the tree and Dan would be sitting down, and they just stayed there as we set everything up.
The more realistic you can get it to be, the storyline and all that, the better it will be. I mean, I got absolutely covered in all sorts. I mean, I was getting stung by stinging arrows. Stinging arrows, you know what I mean? But like, you really got to like put all your effort into it. You can't just say, I'm not going to do that. If you do that, like I did, you will get a better final product, and that's for sure. That's guaranteed. You put more effort in, you're going to get more out.
You need to take your time with it, because our preliminary task, the last part was rushed. The first part, you can tell the difference in quality, because the first part, we spent a lot of time on it and we made sure it looked right. The first shot of Dan walking in the preliminary task, we did that about 10 times, didn't we?
More than 10 times. About 20
we did that so many times until we got it right, the way we wanted it. And the second half, we only did like 1 or 2, and the quality is horrible, because you can tell. So
that's basically it.
Oh, is it good to go? It was good. I liked the way it sort of had sound at the beginning while it had black. It made it like mysterious. And, yeah, that's about it. Sorry.
I liked how they weren't able to see one character's face. It sort of added mystery to it and gave the image of like something bad is going to happen, or he was sort of an evil character, that he was a protagonist? Antagonist. You can cut that bit out. That he was like the antagonist. So yeah, and then I liked how it sort of like did flashbacks using like the white, like fading into white and stuff like that. It was good.
My reaction? I like the framing and the colours and the effects.
I like the colours.
It was a good story. It made sense what was going on. For an intro, it was nothing wrong with it. It was fine. It was good. Brilliant.
Oh, I really enjoyed the film. I thought it was intriguing. I wanted to know what was going on with the character in black, what he had to do with the other character. I also thought the constant fading in of white also built up tension between. What? Is it? I also thought the constant dissolve of white was good. It built up tension between the present and the past tense. I also like the shots that they use, the extreme close-ups on the character's face.